Was your childhood like?
Oh, no.
Uh, that's hard to say. That's hard to say.
Where did you grow up?
In Corbin, Kentucky, and then we moved into the railroad house over at, and the house belonged to the railroad. And we moved to Woodbine, and from Woodbine we moved back to Corbin in the same house that we lived in before.
Do you remember any stories your parents used to tell you growing up?
No. But in the summer, when school went out, I always went to Tennessee for summer vacation. When I was little,
What part of Tennessee?
Smith County, Fresh Creek.
Did you have family there?
You had uncles and aunts and all around there. And two uncles had a business together. They run a thresh machine in the summertime. And they thresh all around the neighborhood. And all the people around would come and help at each one. They help each other. And nobody had any money, so they didn't get no money for threshing. Every time they got, the people got 2 or 3 buckets full, then they got a bucket full. My uncle's got a bucket full.
What would they do with it?
Take it to the mill, and then when they wanted flour or cornmeal, or feed for the chickens or the hogs, they go and get it, and then at the end of the year, they go to the mill, and the mill owed them so much money, or they owed the mill so much money. And they had a sawmill. And all through the summer and stuff, when people was farming and everything, somebody had a log to cut up into lumber, they would take it down to the sawmill and unload it. And then in the fall, there's a big pile of logs there. And they marked on the end with a marker that would not race off what they wanted out of it, what kind of lumber. And then when it got fall, they're through with the crop, they'd start and run the sawmill through the wintertime.
So that kept them going.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did your family grow tobacco? Did your family grow tobacco? Or what did they?
No, but what, the ones there,
Uh-huh.
yeah. And Aunt Cora, well, I always pulled the worms off of the tobacco, but she wouldn't touch them. She had a pair of scissors and she'd cut their heads off.
Oh, I love it. Now, how old were you when you had to start working?
I guess 16. I mean, there was no work to have. In those days, there was no work.
Wow.
So at 16, I went back to Tennessee and stayed there for 2 years and worked for my uncles. And I got the same pay as anybody else that worked for them. And the one uncle, he didn't like that too much, but the one that I stayed the most at his house said that's the way it will be. Got $1 a day.
Oh, my God.
When somebody else worked for them, they got $1 a day and their dinner. Of course, I didn't get my dinner, I got all eaten and a place to sleep. So I was making about twice as much as they were,
Oh, brother.
actually.
So,
Then I went back to Corbin,
uh-huh.
and there was nothing to do, so I joined the Army. $21 a month. October the 12th, 1939.
Where were you shipped out first?
Went to Fort Knox, Kentucky. It was at Fort Knox, Kentucky until we formed different outfits and stuff. And in 41, I went to Pine Camp, New York. Then I went back to Fort Knox, going to school, mechanic school. From the mechanic school, I was down at Corbin, had a little gal on my arm in the movie, and when it was Gone with the Wind. And when they come outside, it was the cop sitting there, says, war's been declared, everybody's supposed to get back to camp immediately. I went back to Fort Knox where I was going to school. The next 2 days, we packed up and went back to New York with our regular outfit. Now the war was declared on December the 7th. We sailed out of New York on January the 23rd. I stopped for a little while.